Hello. Hello, it's me. I'm alive again. My brain's a little rotten. So this will be funny. Today we'll be starting Ape Escape 3. I'll be calling the guys in just a minute. Yeah, I already did a test to make sure it emulates fine. It seems like it goes okay, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened. Many stranger things. The stream obviously last week didn't happen with the totally normal Halo co-op campaign with Luetta. It's gonna be on the back burner for a little while. I'm not exactly sure when we'll be able to do it. But it's gonna happen. Don't worry about that, all one of you. Next week I might be streaming a little bit more, kind of randomly, just kind of whatever I feel like for a bit here and there. I'm not exactly sure what exactly stuff I'll do. I kind of want to do Freedom Planet streams, because I do love those games. Just kind of whatever I'm in the mood for, because I'll be on vacation from my actual job for a little bit. So, you know, figure it'd be a fun thing to do. A lot of them will probably be just me by myself, though I might, like, poke and ask people if they want to, like, do, like, co-op shit, but, you know, it'll probably be mostly just me. Because I'm random, and I'll be like, no, I want to do it till, like... Not to mention there's other things I want to do on my vacation, like... sleep. I'm an exciting man. Anyway, let's get started. Let me boot up the emulator and give them a call. Let me turn off this music, too. I don't need it anymore. And let me take the picture off of the screen. Because I don't need that anymore, either. That was the wrong thing. Ah, there we go.
Sony Computer Entertainment America.
Hello.
Hello.
It's Ape Escape 3. Surprise.
Oh, I am surprised.
It's shocking, really.
I'll believe you.
Now, if it's Ape Escape 4, that would actually be shocking because it doesn't exist.
Hey, we got a Crash 4, well, we didn't get fuck all else for Spyro. We didn't get fuck all for Spyro.
Yeah.
Rip Spyro.
Rest in peace.
He died as he lived. Not getting a fourth game.
He never got a fourth game. Here lies
No,
Spyro. He never got a 4.
Yeah.
That's, that would be a fun edit. Just take the fucking Beavis never scored, but it's just Spyro. He never had a 4. So how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm okay. Surviving.
So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you choose my fate in a second, as I let the intro play.
Well, it goes between boy or girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you choose.
Take the boy.
Good. I was nervous you'd go the chaos option and pick girl. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Also, kind of makes the game easier too, and I also don't feel like looking up a little kid's skirt when I'm crawling around.
Mm-hmm. But safer to just go with I don't know what he's called in the West. I think he's called
I think
K.
yeah. They have I think they actually have their Japanese names, I believe.
Oh, they just gave up on that, did they? They gave up like it's Crunchyroll.
Yeah, all the new characters have their Japanese names. All the existing characters had the previously localized names.
Well, I guess they're nothing if not consistent. Oh wait, no, they're completely inconsistent.
They're consistently inconsistent. Does that count?
Yeah, sure.
Also, I will say the main menu music in this one is literally a remix of the one from the first game, which is kind of neat.
I trust that everything is to your satisfaction.
They realized that one had the better music, and we're like, we're gonna use that one.
Very well. Let's team up.
Wonderful.
I also like how this game doesn't even bother explaining how the fuck Specter got his helmet back. He just has it.
I assume Mr. Afro did it.
Probably, though they never really say.
Dr. I forget his name. Maruki?
I-
Oh no, that's the Persona 5 guy.
Wrong character.
I'm heading off to practice. Okay.
Oh yeah, I did see that they were like, hey, so you know how there was this expansion for Persona 3? Well, it's been announced.
The one that we totally didn't know about already. Oh, tell me about this expansion we didn't know about already.
There you are.
I find it kind of genuinely disgusting.
Recording? Can you hear me?
Uh,
Hear me?
not for any. I mean, obviously, we all knew it was going to happen, even aside from the fact that data miners had already data mined it. But it's the fact that it's like the game's been out what, like 2 months?
All right. Those monkeys are
Not that long.
Yeah, but
Like,
I mean,
it's
like,
been-
we it got like leaked ages ago, so I think we talked about it already too.
Probably, but I think it was fair to say we all could have guessed that the answer was going to come in some form of DLC. But it's the fact that it's been announced so soon after the game's release, because then it's just very fucking obvious that, like, oh yeah, this was meant to be included, but you hacked it off to do what Atlas always does, which is gouge the fuck out of its audience.
Oh, don't worry. In about like 2 years, they'll release another version with the Femimacy route.
Yeah. Obviously, they've still got room. They've still got room to make Persona 3 Reload. This time, it's personal.
Second chamber.
It's just so.
Persona Reloaded Chamber 2.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's so fucking obviously like greedy. Because if you'd have waited like 6 months and done it, then I'd have gone like, yeah, we all knew it. It's like how we all knew Resident Evil 4 was going to lop off separate ways and throw that in as DLC, especially
Yeah.
when it's like, there's a boss suddenly missing from Remake that's not in this. I wonder where that boss is going to wind up being in.
Yep.
Turns out it wasn't even technically in separate ways. It was a boss that technically is meant to share its name, but doesn't. And anyway. So yeah, it's just it's just like barefaced greed from Atlas. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
it's kind of, even though I said, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the DLC, I'm now just like, you know, you pulled this trigger so quick. I'm like, maybe I don't need to play this game I've already played.
I'm just gonna wait for the super special edition in like 3 years, but also on sale.
Yeah, also on sale. And if pre-owned
I
was a
mean,
thing,
listen, I literally at the end of the month, my monthly bundle is gonna drop, and I'll have the Saints Row reboot game, and then I'll actually play it then because it'll just come in with a bunch of other shit. Because I was like, I thought about buying it when it was like on sale for like $10 for the fuck of it, and then it's still on sale right now for that, and I just kind of did because like, I'd rather buy a different game if I want to just spend a game, and there's actually games I really want, and then I just kind of like looked over at one point and was just like, I looked over when the monthly bundle like that I'm gonna get at the end of the month dropped, and it showed me what I'm getting, and I was like, oh, I don't need to bother. I'm just gonna have it in like a couple of weeks.
Oh, hey, Sabo.
Hello, Sabo.
Hi everyone.
So we're just complaining. We're just complaining about the answer being announced already.
We knew it was coming though. It's just
Yeah, we
funny.
knew it was. Like I said, it'd be one thing if it was like in even like another month or two. They were like, "Hey, let's talk." But the fact it's so soon after release, and they're already like, "Hey, here's that thing that should have been included in the base game, and we all know it should have been." And fuck you, pay us more money.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm looking
At least
forward to though? Good, sorry.
What? I was gonna say, at least Elden Ring gave us quite a wait, 2 fucking years, but
That's
still.
alright. Just wait until the female protagonist version comes out.
Oh, we already made that joke. We said that in 3 years. I said in 3 years they'll do that, so I said I'll buy the game in 3 years plus a sale. I'll just wait for it to go on sale when they release that version, and I'll buy that version on sale.
Yeah, thankfully, there's not a whole lot coming out video game wise that I'm that interested in, so I can focus on other money sinks. Hi-Fi Rush is like on my next on my list of things, and then after that, it's not kind. I think the only game I'm really looking forward to is in July when we get Trails from Darkness.
I plan to buy. There's 3 games that I want to buy. I want to buy Last Epoch. It's like a dungeon crawler kind of game. I want to buy Under Night, which is a fighting game, so nobody here cares about that but me.
I know what Under Night is.
I know you know what it is. I'm just talking about, like, people don't really care about that other than me. It's a fighting game.
Yeah, Eunice is fine. It's just not super my thing.
Fair enough. And then the last one that I want is Helldivers. A lot of my friends have been playing it. It looks pretty fun, honestly.
Yeah, I've heard decent things about it.
But, yeah, that's pretty much the crux of what I want.
I guess I'll have a look and see what else has come.
And in Dragon's Dogma, I'm kind of gonna just wait until, it's out. Hi, Dan, how you doing? In the chat. But yeah,
All
so,
right.
like, when it comes
to Dan's here, you become fuckface, I remember.
Yep.
I remember how this works.
Yeah. So...
There can only be one Dan.
So yeah, I want to get Dogma 2, but I'm nervous because Capcom's is on my, I'm watching you radar right now, so I want to wait till it comes out.
They're on their bullshit. I could get Xenoverse 2. How fucking old is that game? This game's got to be getting near on, like...
Don't worry, it's gonna get more DLC.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
But, I'm just gonna whack you. Come here, monkey. But,
Oh yeah, the Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, which is, in today's world, is a bit...
interesting. We'll go with interesting.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Yeah, other than, like, Hi-Fi Rush and, Trails Through Darkness are, like, the only other thing that we know for sure, are coming out this year. That I'm like, yeah, I'll watch them, or I'll keep an eye on them.
But, yeah, I think Dragon's Dogma is the last one that I'm, like, eyeing up. Just do what I do and have an endless backlog, then you don't have to worry about buying new games right away. Oh yeah, no, I have a backlog. I got games I was gifted for Christmas that I still need to play. And then, and 2 of them are RPGs, and then my dumbass is like, you know what I want to do? Replay Wasteland 3.
I'm in the sense, I don't tend to have a backlog, but then I also am like the type who will just go, yeah, you know what, yeah, I could just go and waste another 80 hours playing this RPG I've already played like 3 times.
Even though, like, I'm in the middle of Relink, for God's sakes, and I like Relink. It's just also sometimes, like, when I get home from work and I'm tired, I don't want to play an action game, I just want to play something, like, turn-based and slow.
You know, maybe on the fourth playthrough, I could save Luther. Maybe. But,
also, that monkey got mad. If I did not catch him a little bit faster, there was a not 0% chance he would have took the net from me and threw me into it.
Damn.
I love that mechanic in this game, the one where the monkey just steal your shit.
I like when they catch you with it.
Oh yeah, it's so funny.
It's hilarious.
Oh, this game is so good. Only that far back, My Sweet Summer Child. Oh no, I got more than that. It's just, there's specifically 2 RPGs I was gifted. I was gifted, was it Sea of Stars and Like a Dragon, or Yakuza 7, if you will. So I have those that I could play, but I haven't yet.
Plus, I mean, the other thing is I'm still chugging my way through Rebirth. You know, I'm enjoying it.
Do you
I'm
like
not gonna
the
talk.
Moogle?
I don't really care.
He looks like he's from Netflix.
I mean, yeah, it looks creepy, but I'm like...
You know what he looks exactly like?
On the basis that I just kind of hate Moogles anyway.
He looks like he would come up behind you and breathe really heavily like Brainy from Hey Arnold. You know, like...
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I'm just like, I'm barely paying attention whenever the Moogle's on screen. It's a side quest thing anyway. So
fair enough.
It's fine. I'm not going to talk too much about it because, you know, pretty big spoilers, and also I've not finished the game, so I don't know the extent of...
I want to play that, but I don't have a PS5.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be like, you know, other people who will just spoil everything. I'll just say, yeah, it's very much, if you like the gameplay of Remake, it's a lot better gameplay-wise than Remake.
I was gonna be like, this is what I've been waiting for, because Remake came out, I was like, okay, but it's just a Midgar segment, which I never really liked in the original game anyway. Now it's like, hey, this is stuff I actually want to see.
I'll probably pick it up when it gets released on Steam, because I'll probably put it in a fucking bundle with the Remake, and then I can probably get it for cheap that way.
I think it's.
I mean,
think it's already been
that'll be in a couple. That'll be like in like 2 years, give or take. But whatever. I got.
What-
We literally were just talking about how we have backlogs of games. It's fine. I'll live.
What I will say is I am at Cosmo. am in Cosmo Canyon now, so I'm a decent way through. So you can feel free to ask me about stuff that was in the original and if it's in the rebirth.
Was Fort Condor in Rebirth at all? Even just as a location?
Okay, so this one's going to be a bit complicated. So they established the Condor is a thing.
Okay.
They establish where its nest is. You see the Condor. It's part of a side quest. And Fort Condor, the minigame, is in, but it's only as part of a separate side quest because in universe Fort Condor is a board game.
Okay.
And in that side quest, it's a Magic board game that the Cloud Tifa and Barrett all get pulled into, and they get turned into like HD renditions of their PS1 models, like the chibi ones. And also Gilgamesh is there.
That's strange, but I mean, I was just wondering if the fort was going to be there at all, and I guess it is. So, all right.
It is, and also
I'm like, it's kind of important for the next part.
Yeah.
That's
So
where the huge materia is at.
So yes, the fort is there, and also Fort Condor is in, although they're not the set. Although bizarrely, they're not integrated.
So, also off topic for a second, I will say with right now listening to the music in this game, the music in this game is significantly better than it was in 2.
I will say one thing I will say that's not necessarily a spoiler. There was no heavy tank. I'm sad. Heavy tank is one of my favorite enemies in
Oh, is it
FF7.
the Triceratops head thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, I was gonna be like, are those weird looking enemies gonna be around in every location? I guess not.
Well, I was hoping because Hell House made it into remake as a boss, but
I guess we shouldn't expect gross Panzer in part 3 either.
you probably not. What else do you want?
How freaking difficult that random enemy is, and it's only in one screen in the whole game.
You feel free to ask me more.
Do you run into Yuffie right before you go into Junon like I suspected you did?
No, you run into Yuffie in Junon.
Okay, well, so you don't run into her. So she doesn't attack you in the middle of the woods?
No, you remember the boss we have to save the dolphin?
Yes,
Yuffie is also in danger of being eaten by the fish monster.
Yes. I mean that's about where she joined up. I guess they didn't start off with the I just tried to rob you guys. Want to join me?
So no, she's not rando attacking you. She is now semi-plot important.
And
as soon as she had her own spin-off side thing, it makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say they kind of made her more protagonist-like in the last versions, but yeah, I guess she's not like I'm just tagging along with you guys so I can rob you later.
Yeah. Gold Sorcerer is in.
I mean, we knew that.
Most of the minigames are intact.
Are all the minigames in, including the crappy boxing game?
Yes. The boxing game is in. Moogle House isn't. They still have the bike minigame because that is just porting over from remake. The bike segments. Oh right. The other thing is they have triple triad, but not triple triad.
I'm gonna say the one thing I have seen from the game that aren't spoilers, obviously, is that it looks like it's a pretty like packed game in terms of like content and shit.
I'm still I've been playing quite a lot, and I'm still only at Cosmo Canyon, so it's definitely like a big world, but there is also a large amount to do. The trade-off is a decent amount of that is also just kind of the same series of fetch quests in every one. It's made somewhat better because FF7 Rebirth appreciates that the strength of the game is the strength of FF7 is its party. I guess minor spoiler. Barrett does indeed have his silly little sailor outfit.
I saw that. I saw it. I was so happy because everyone was posting the fucking beach for obvious reasons, and I was like, I don't care. I don't care. There's what I care about.
Silly little sailor outfit. I love it.
It's so good.
I love. And also, Red gets his disguise, although you can't select it, sadly.
Damn. That's a shame.
I guess it somewhat makes sense for gameplay reasons because you can't maintain being a biped all the time. Red is pretty great in Rebirth, though.
I mean, it's Red.
Which
Red's
I'm
cool.
Which I'm happy because Red was one of my favourite characters who got kind of shafted in the original and every other piece. Remember he was in Advent Children?
He was?
No, me neither.
No, I'm not joking.
He was very briefly. He was. That's not even. He has slightly more in the extended one. Well, he has more than Kate does, but you know.
That doesn't say
Kate
much.
Sith is Kate Sith. You know, having Kate Sith talking is really not really overly Scottish.
So I unlocked the night form.
Night.
So I got my first transformation.
Hooray. Maybe the worst one? Yeah, I have also managed to thankfully avoid spoilers. By basically any time I've had to look up something or check something, I've used a completely different browser in incognito mode.
Ah, so that way it doesn't
Sure.
get your shit, so that way it doesn't start showing you crap.
Yeah, because I know exactly what would happen as soon as that gets on my algorithm.
Oh yeah, it happens in general. Like I haven't got hit with spoilers, but because like I'll retweet like Yuffie art, they'll throw Yuffie art in front of me, which that's fine. It's none of it's been spoilers. It's just been like, here's somebody's fan art of Yuffie. Don't mind if I do. Thank you.
And also Sid has shown up.
Oh, already?
Long before his inclusion. He's fast travel, sort of. He's running a plane business, so you could use him to fly back to the other continent. But he's not like actually done anything. He's just been like, "Hey everyone, it's me."
The monkey almost stole my net again.
It's
gonna happen.
"Oh, it's me, your friendly pilot friend."
I mean, that kind of ruins the whole introduction of him in the rocket and yelling at. I guess they're gonna tone down that aspect of him.
To be fair, the last game had a lot more Sephiroth than it previously had at that point.
Oh yeah, there's a lot less Sephiroth so far.
Oh, that's good. That was kind of an like I know my quips in general, but like jokes aside, that was actually one of my problems with the remake was that there's just a lot of Sephiroth.
There is also I mean not completely.
And Sephiroth's cool, but you don't want him there all the time, you know.
There is a lot. I mean, if it is Sephiroth. You know,
yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
And also, thankfully, it's not every scene with Cloud isn't just, "Oh, my head hurts," and I'm conveniently talking. Well, we were conveniently talking about something.
There was actually a glitch in the emulation where the stun club model was fucked up, but
Emulation. I think you mean your perfectly legitimate copy.
I mean, it is actually a legitimate copy. This is a legit copy.
You actually got to play as Sephiroth in the flashback, right? He doesn't just like auto attack.
Yes, you play as him very, very briefly, and then for a boss fight. When he and Cloud, who is definitely Cloud, team up to fight against some random boss.
Well, somebody already told me something else, but I won't spoil that.
Yeah, please don't. I want to experience whatever insane bullshit is coming. Because it's coming, I can feel it.
It's not insane bullshit, it's just a minor thing. But...
I'm on the cusp of insane bullshit coming, I can sense it. There's like a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to say. Well, I told you to one of the things because it was leaked in the first cutscene, but I'm not going to say anything else that's like been building in the background, but oh lordy, it coming. Thankfully, no sign of Genesis yet.
Your favorite character. My favorite, too.
On the other hand, there are other things from Crisis Core that have shown up. Possibly a character, I could say. Oh, there's also one thing, which isn't really a spoiler, because he's not really in this part of the game anyway, but every time, like, every scene that has Rude allude to missing Reno. Reno is on vacation.
I miss my husband Tails.
Also,
I miss him a lot.
His voice actor died.
Yeah, I mean it's not a huge deal because Reno, as I said, doesn't really do much until like disc 3. Disc 3 is when he dies. Disc 2 is when he dies. Disc 3 is when he dies. Disc 2 is when he dies. Disc 3 is when he dies. Disc 4 is when he dies. Disc 5 is when he dies. Disc 6 is when he dies. Disc 7 is when he dies. Disc 8 is when he dies. Disc 9 is when he dies. Disc 10 is when he dies. Disc 11 is when he dies. Disc 12 is when he dies. Disc 13 is when he dies. Disc 14 is when he dies. Disc 15 is when he dies. Disc 16 is when he dies. Disc 17 is when he dies. Disc 18 is when he dies. Disc 19 is when he dies. Disc 20 is when he dies. Disc 21 is when he dies. Disc 22 is when he dies. Disc 23 is when he dies. Disc 24 is when he dies. Disc 25 is when he dies. Disc 26 is when he dies. Disc 27 is when he dies. Disc 28 is when he dies like late mid disc 2 and mostly disc 3.
I mean, he comes back. Well, he comes back in disc 1 if you run into him in Gongaga. Otherwise,
Oh yeah, he's not in Gongaga.
I'm gonna say I assume that optional Turk fight encounter isn't there.
No,
Or is
because
it Rude?
Gongaga is mandatory. Rude and Elena are the duo you fight mostly in this
Oh,
game.
okay, so they threw her in there instead.
Yeah. Gongaga is not optional anymore.
so I-
it is mandatory.
So I guess they're downplaying Reno because his VA died in Japan.
Almost assuredly,
That makes sense.
because like I said, every scene where it's Rude, like on his or where Rude has a second to talk, he's like, "I miss you, buddy." So it's very kind of yeah.
Which is weird because I'm pretty sure they said already that he'd recorded dialogue for the later games. So I guess whatever he recorded, they didn't jive with what they ended up going with in the end.
I do wonder because they said something ages ago about they said, oh well, the third game is in the same state it was when Rebirth was when Remake came out, and I'm thinking surely that can't be the case because you've already done a whole bunch of the environments for.
Yeah, I mean the third game would just have like the snow continent as the only new area. Everything else is, and I guess Mediel.
Maybe Wutai. I'm assuming we're not headed to Wutai.
I mean, you could. I mean, theoretically, you could because you can hit that in disc 1, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, but I'm working on the basis that if they're changing up how Sid's introduced,
They probably want to save stuff.
they might save Wutai, but also because they'll probably want to just do Wutai in one shot, because it's not as big on hey, let's go back to places because there's new stuff. It's more you can go back and finish stuff you already did. So I wouldn't be surprised if Wutai is saved just so they can do all the return of Don Corneo stuff and the stuff with Yuffie's dad.
You know, one thing I want to say about the game that I am playing is the movement actually feels better in this game than 2. Like going back from them back to back, I feel like the movement feels probably the best in this one.
Yeah,
like the general moving, jumping, that kind of stuff. Like it feels the most fluid. To be fair, one of the games was a PS1 game, and has PS1 limitations and slowdown.
There's also a fun thing where because the flashback is framed as Cloud is telling the group everything, including all the parts he shouldn't be telling them. So very occasionally you'll do shit and then it'll get interrupted. Cloud will say, you go into Tifa's house and it'll be immediately around with Tifa going, "You went into my house."
Yeah, that happened in the original too.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
My memories of that flashback followed by you went into my.
Yeah, it's like you went into my house, and Cloud could either be like, yeah, or no, of course not, which ends the sequence. Like, you went into my room, you went into my underwear drawer.
Oh, I didn't do the underwear drawer. I didn't check to see if that one was still in. But I did how if you go.
It is still in because I've seen people post that scene where Tifa and Aerith are just like, "You asshole."
Oh, I didn't do that, thankfully. But I did go to town on that piano. Which is literally the option if they ask you, "Did you play the piano?"
It's like, "Oh yeah."
Went to town on that bad boy.
Which you have to do, I think, to get something later.
Maybe. But anyway,
I know if you play the piano in the flashback, then when you go to Nibelheim proper, there's something on it. In the original game, anyway. I don't know how that works here.
Yeah. Well, I know that piano is important. I know piano is important. Well, it was important in the original game because that's also how you get Tifa's final limit.
Oh yeah, that's where
because every character had all those unique ways to unlock their final limits, which then just got carried over to... Probably the worst version of that is FF10, where some of the characters, like final weapons, are pretty okay to get, and then others could just fuck off and die.
Oh yes, like the lightning minigame and the Chocobo racing minigame.
Like, just a fuckload of Blitzball. I'm actually trying to think if any character's final weapon is worth it.
Apparently you can cheese Blitzball by just like just leaving the game running, and even if you lose, eventually if you play long enough, that stuff will just pop up.
Speaking of cheese, man, the first boss is so easy to cheese in this game.
Blue, isn't it again? Oh no, it's white.
White in the dragon.
Mecha Dragon.
You can literally just run up to him and just beat him to death in 2 runs.
Hey, speaking of beating to death.
Hey, you did it.
Yeah.
Revel in your victory.
Look at this
I
fucker
won.
laughing like a 90s anime villain.
I won.
Let him have it. He did it.
My dark vibes have come through.
Now Ruby is dead.
Well, someone's gonna buy that IP.
Well, now they're like, who's gonna buy the IP? And they're like, I don't know, what if they sell it to? Someone's like, if they probably sell it, they're probably just gonna start from the beginning and use the marketable characters without like half the supporting cast being dead and them only having one more.
Oh yeah,
to
that's
go.
probably what they'll do.
And someone was like, no, they have to finish the story and rehire the old writers and go back to just the
What
thing the way it
writers?
used to be. Yeah, there's like, I
Like,
think the same 2 guys.
So like, I had a conversation with a friend of mine about this, 'cause this is, I guess, my 2 cents on it. So, obviously we talked about how this was coming, because the decline's been going on since like 2015. And actually to be fair, also, Warner Brothers wasn't even the first people to buy them out. They were owned by AT&T for a while too. They've been treading water for a very, very long time. That being said, I do still think it's fucked that like a lot of people didn't know they were going to lose their job until like a fucking tweet. Generally, I think that
they did find out. It's just that
no, actually, a number of them learned via the fucking social media.
yeah,
Not
but
getting.
those were those were the contractors.
One of them was Casey.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
Casey doesn't work for them.
I thought she
Casey
did.
just, Casey just records the occasional song for them when they ask her to, but she's not a Rooster Teeth staff member.
Oh, okay.
She was like 13 when Ruby started.
I do know that.
So yeah, no, a lot of people that were just like most of the people that worked on Ruby, who were like just kind of in stasis, waiting for like the call back to, all right, we're gonna do the next.
I mean, a lot of them
right?
were contractors because we talked about before how the reason why the animation stayed fucked was the fact that they would just hire they would basically just have interns animate it and then be like, all right, your time's up, next batch, gotta retrain again.
So yeah, so
like it's one of those things where like this is like the one time I'm not blaming David, you know, the Warner Brothers CEO guy, because like was treading water for a while and
apparently he'd been trying to make them more profitable and or sell them.
I mean, he's
them off to
incompetent, so
somebody
that wasn't gonna work.
to tell. Well, no, but like one of the Rooster thing is apparently they've been trying to sell Rooster Teeth off like for.
Oh yeah, they were trying to
for a
sell
year.
Rooster Teeth for a while.
And nobody wanted it, so
And
finally
they were trying to
just
sell it
like-
before he was even in power, to be fair.
And so finally they decided, all right, I guess we're giving up. I guess this
We're gonna
brand is
liquidate
just,
it.
And so many of the people were like so like blasé about the bad state of the company that I'm like, either they were that stupid, which I find it hard to believe because I know some of these people for a fact aren't. They're not that blind. They've seen, or they're just like they just knew it was inevitable. They were gonna get wiped out, and they were like, whatever. There's nothing we can do about it.
I do feel sorry for like the you know, the editors and shit like that. The fucking higher ups, I don't give a fuck about.
Honestly, don't like
the higher ups were the ones who drove that shit into the ground.
I mean, the higher ups can get screwed, but even the editors and people are like, "Oh no, these people lost their jobs." They're like, "They're better off for it. They're better off for it."
I mean, in the end, probably, but it does
in the
still
end,
suck
they'll be better.
getting...
In the end, they'll. I mean, I'm sure they're mad now, but in the end, they'll be better off for it.
I mean, you're
than
probably
if they
right,
stuck
but it
with
still
it.
sucks getting fucking uprooted like that. Is what I'm trying to say.
That's the monkey muck. They've got all
I forgot now that they in 3 one of the best parts about 3, no more gotcha. It's just you just I want health. I have health. Buy it.
I'll add my 2 cents though, which is why would they sell off Why would they sell Ruby? Like just because they're not going to use it or make any money off of it.
No,
doesn't mean
apparently
they're gonna let
they are apparently in talks for selling it.
Thinking about it, yeah, they're thinking about it because they're like,
But to who?
We don't know.
That's what. So there's apparently one of the bidders is like, hey, remember that remember Monty's old friends that got abruptly kicked off the project when he died because the Rooster Teeth higher ups didn't want them throwing their 2 cents in.
Yeah. Well, I actually was talking to my friends about that yesterday. Go ahead.
Apparently, some of these guys are trying to scrape together a studio to buy the property. I don't know if it's gonna work, but they were like,
Considering
if
it's gonna
anybody,
cost a lot of money.
but they were like, if anyone can fix this show, we can. And they might have a point.
I just don't ever believe any company is ever willing to like sell a property without them basically having to already be dead.
Or like Crunchyroll might buy them out because they're looking for new content. Although Crunchyroll doesn't have their own creation studio, so they'd have to contract it out to it, which might be another thing. They're like, if Crunchyroll wants to buy it and wants to contract out our studio to make it, we'll be happy to do so.
I mean, Crunchyroll's already in a bunch of shit at the moment, so
yeah,
they might not want to do it either.
Apparently, Microsoft is thinking about buying Red vs. Blue outright.
That one I saw coming a mile away.
For what? Like, everybody who worked on it is gone.
Just for mascot
branding
purposes.
And they're not coming back.
Branding.
No, they will.
You offer them enough money, they'll pop in.
You offer them enough money. Like, really, all they need to do is just like have comedy writers write a few sketches and have the Rooster Teeth cast voice the characters, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So I can see that coming.
It's possible, but
I don't know. Or Japan might want to take a crack at it.
That's the other thing too. Is Japan might.
Because Japan likes RWBY, but they don't like they like the concept of RWBY and they like the characters in a vacuum, but they don't like the very Americanized.
Just like me.
Way they've been handling.
Just like me.
The characters, so. Yeah, so they're like maybe they might want to buy, but if they buy it, they're definitely not continuing the original story.
No. They'll go right back to Ice Queendom.
Yeah, they'll go back to Ice Queen, or they'll do the beach episodes or whatever. Cause remember, they were like, "You gotta give us a beach episode." No, we find that troublesome over here. We don't want to sexualize the characters. That would be wrong.
Well, I mean, we'll see. It's once again, it's like. I just don't buy any Warner Brothers actually doing it. It's one thing to say we're talking about it. It's another thing to actually do it.
I mean, Warner Brothers needs money, so they might sell anything. They're not going to use it, and there's really no value in just sitting on it to keep anyone else from having it because it's not.
And they don't have that.
And
David doesn't have the spite for that like he did for fucking Coyote. Like, cause that was a spite thing where he's like, "Oh, I got the offer. No, fuck off." So there's not that like childish CEO spite in this one versus that.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. I think it'll end up because the merch for that thing sells like crazy, so it's gonna end up in somebody's hands. Wait, what am I doing? It's a lot easier just to fucking let the cars run into me, basically. Go backwards.
But, yeah. Other than that, it's been kind of a slow week.
So apparently Zero Punctuation died the end of last year.
They died ages ago.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I'm so far behind, I didn't realize.
So basically, the editor, the Escapist, which is the thing that ran Zero Punctuation, got bought out ages ago, and one of their sort of cost-cutting measures was they fired the editor who'd been editing it for like years, who'd basically been the editor since the get-go of like the digital thing, and brought in like basically all of like the Escapist current or at then time current talent. And basically, in mass protest, Yahtzee and a whole bunch of other people
they're all like gone.
They made their own network with blackjack and hookers, probably.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He basically does the same show. It's just not called Zero Punctuation.
Yeah, it's just the exact same thing, but with slightly different branding, legally distinct branding. But yes, there's a number of organizations have died. Some are still shambling on as zombies, like TFS, but
Yeah, but they don't really know what they're doing anymore.
I'm pretty sure TFS is just Lanny and Kaiser at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Everyone else is gone.
Like, they can still
Parker's-
call up any of the other ones for a voice role, but they're not really there.
Yeah, I mean, Tarka's being a VTuber,
Which, hey, more
think the
power
other
to
two-
him. It's working.
and then I think two other guys have gone off to just do their own gaming channel anyway.
It was like because nobody cared about that BB bridging. They're like, we're not doing any more.
People really only like that in the Hellsing and the Final Fantasy one. And I think they're all done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because unlike Dragon Ball, they don't have a billion episode. They don't have a billion episodes you can slowly work through.
Technically, they still have Dragon Ball ones, but they're not going to go back to it.
Well, yeah, but I meant like at the end of the day, you know, as long as a game FF7 is, it's still it's still a fairly finite resource of how far you can go. And Hellsing Ultimate was only what, like 10 episodes, if that? Probably less.
I mean, they basically broke up because they were tired of toy cock blocking.
That's one of the reasons why they stopped doing
Burnout.
DBZA.
They're just kind of tired of doing it.
Also, they were well, no, they wrote the Bojack. They were trying to write the BoJack movie, and they just couldn't come up with any good jokes because none of the real characters featured in it. And they're like, this is what the Boo Saga is gonna be. And they're like, oh no. They're like, we can't do an entire thing of the Boo Saga. They did a couple scenes for like somebody's.
Oh yeah, for not Mark's review of the Boo Saga, they did a bunch of like little bits basically.
They did a bunch of bits that were basically like all the bits people wanted to see, like Vegeta's sacrifice, and like a couple jokes with Boo, but not like 10 episodes worth of fighting jokes about Boo. So yeah, that's basically about this as good as it's gonna get. And there are some people that are like, so you guys are gonna bring back the Reed's Bridge, right? No.
It's
No.
dead, Jim. It's dead. You'll like your source filmmaker show and like, and you'll take your source filmmaker show and like it.
But we don't. It's just discount Devil Artemis, and Devil Artemis is the one who's animating it too. It's actually kind of funny when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Warner Brothers still takes the stance of, well, just because we're not making any money off of it doesn't mean we should let other people make money off of it. So fuck them all.
It's also a possibility, but I think they're probably gonna sell it, considering they're already in talks for it. And Ruby, and like the thing is, buying Ruby is more attractive to a company than buying Rooster Teeth, if you catch my drift.
But herein lies the problem. If you buy Ruby now, with nobody who actually worked on it, you're gonna relying on people just knowing how to handle a property like this, and we've already established.
Listen,
that
they don't know how to handle it, for fuck's sake. They haven't known how to handle it since Monty passed away.
Well, I know that, but if they don't know how to handle it, how is Corporate Suit supposed to know how to handle it?
I mean, they keep insisting that there was always a plan, but I really find that hard to believe.
No.
I
There's never a plan.
find it hard to believe, like, Monty planned for a Donald Trump President XP years before Donald Trump it was even, in anyone's mind that he could possibly run for president and win.
He never had a plan. He would just be like, I want to do fights, and these are the fights I want.
Sure, he had a rough idea of where he wanted it to go, but
Yeah.
pretty sure most of it would have still been, like, written by the seat of his pants.
Oh, it definitely won't. Honestly, most of it was by the seats of his pants. And also, he would change his mind too, apparently, because I remember seeing stuff on that where he would constantly just like, I want to do this now.
All been there.
Like the infamous that one stinger where like Yang talks to her mom that just wasn't canon, because when she actually meets her mom for the first time, that she's never seen her before, which is just because Monty wanted to show her face and have her say a line. Because he's like, nah, he's like, I don't want to make the audience wait 3 years for that. We gotta do it now.
You really got quite a workout there.
Which fair, honestly.
Probably could have handled it a slightly better way, but
I mean, yeah.
well, it's
But
all
I mean, that's
over
most
anyway.
of Ruby. That's just the story of Ruby. This could have been handled a little better.
I wonder if I'm surprised Netflix hasn't brought it up. They'll buy anything. Anything that they think they could, try and make that live-action Ruby show.
Yeah, no, not after how their other show went that they
Oh, was
took over.
Avatar bombing?
They gave
Oh, no,
Avatar 2 new seasons.
No.
Oh.
I was talking about Genlock.
Oh.
Yeah, like Genlock is another one for sale, but I'm like, yeah, no one's gonna buy Genlock. I was like,
No, but I mean Netflix.
Use it to attack enemies
Netflix
far
took over
away.
Genlock, right?
No, it was
Use your
Max.
fence and
Oh, that was
time
Max.
to
Oh, okay.
find ways.
Whatever it was, it didn't go very well.
it was Warner
Let's
Bros.
go
Basically.
to the training room to try
It
out.
sucked.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it sucked in from the beginning. It always sucked.
I mean, I know, but I mean, it sucked, and
I mean, who cares? It's not. Genlock isn't coming back. It's not gonna be one that will get bought. Like it's gone. Genlock is gone for good. Thank God. Let it die. Let it stay dead.
man, Genlock was probably the beginning of the end.
Cause like oh yeah, but cause like I thought about it and I was like, this is part of the conversation I had with a friend. I was like, someone will buy Ruby, and Red versus Blue will just go to Microsoft. Microsoft will probably just do marketing stuff with it, and that's it.
Counterpoint: Microsoft might buy. Or if Microsoft does buy Red versus Blue, they'll do literally nothing with it.
No, yeah, they'll just like maybe occasionally use them in marketing shit, and that's about it.
I mean,
Or
I
have them
don't
as
even-
like Easter egg cameos in games.
Yeah.
I don't even think they'll do that. I think they'll be like, yeah, we'll just throw. Yeah, we'll just buy this.
No, they did.
Are we gonna-
They did. One of the Halo games had like a
Reference
joke
to
Easter
it.
egg scene where like if you go into a room, like the Red versus Blue characters are there,
Halo
just,
2,
like,
I believe.
talking
I was gonna
about nothing.
Say, but which Halo was that? Because if that was a Bungie Halo, then absolutely no chance. Because current Halo devs, as far as I'm aware, I admit I don't know much about Halo, but I do know that everyone hates the current Halo devs. Everyone.
It's true.
And I also know that they are shameless corporate shills. And
To be
everything's
fair,
just
So is Red versus Blue. They always were one.
oh,
They're always
yeah.
a corporate shills for Microsoft. Funny enough.
I mean, they got a whole
I mean,
bunch of free.
I mean, I'm pretty
Boxes.
sure they did that because it was in their best interest to be corporate chills.
Yeah,
Did you ever consider that they always were, even regardless of best interest or not?
I didn't even mean to say imply that Red vs Blue wasn't. What I mean is that everyone hates 343 or whatever their company is called anyway because they don't make good games or decisions, and usually those type of companies that people hate are also the types that
Oh
are
man, the fucking slingback shooter's aiming is so much better because it has like an auto lock.
that aren't going to throw in like, oh, here's like a random reference to a web series from 10 years ago. Like Bungie would I could see would do it.
Yeah,
'cause
you're right.
they're-
They probably Red versus.
They're
I
all
think
about
most
doing
likely
shit
it'll
like
just
that.
be fucking Ruby gets bought and everything else is just kind of not.
Well, as I said, I could see I can conceptualize a world where Microsoft does buy Red versus Blue. I just can't see a world where Microsoft uses Red versus Blue
Gotcha.
because it's Microsoft. Their whole shtick is they buy things and don't do anything with them.
It's true. They own Wasteland. There is not going to be a Wasteland 4. In fact, I don't think. I think they canceled quietly fucking Outer Worlds 2 because we've heard nothing about Outer Worlds 2 since they bought Bethesda.
Oh, definitely. Because why would they buy that? Why would they put any effort into that when they've literally bought the game that Outer Worlds exists to defeat?
Not really
and
defeat.
I mean, to show up.
Not even really that.
And they're going to be too busy going, Starfield didn't do so well. Almost as bad player retention as Suicide Squad. Which, from what I hear, has lost 95% of its player base. Which
Oh,
is
yeah.
probably, which is not great, but also after the initial low, everyone just dies really stupidly. People haven't talked about Suicide Squad kills the Justice League at all.
Also because of that whole whatever company that got somebody, I don't know. So there was some company that was like, was it Sweet Baby something? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No.
No.
I guess I gotta look it up.
We're just gonna leave you to flounder on this.
I heard about it before, like, vaguely, tried to look up what they did, and nothing made sense. It was just people saying, oh, they're at fault for this. I'm like, they're a weird consulting firm, who cares? They're not really...
Okay, so no, you're just not gonna talk about that. Alright, no. I'm not gonna try and look up articles if you're just gonna be like, nah, I think they're crazy. Alright, then never mind.
Well,
Listen, we gotta find our white whale.
Why your whale gotta be white, Dan?
I don't know, ask Moby Dick.
Why is it always about colour with you?
I still like that Pippo Cheese in this game as a mech, even though he's not in this game.
He's very marketable.
As long as Suicide Squad is punished, I guess it doesn't really matter.
I mean, we knew it wasn't gonna do well. There's no shock.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't just not do well. It has to be utterly destroyed.
I don't really care. It's a fucking video game. It's like, oh yeah, it bombed. Surprise.
I have a taste for blood now.
Why, you've already beaten your biggest rival.
I know. Now I have a taste for blood. All companies that make things I don't like must be destroyed.
Who's next on your shit list then?
I'm sure I'll find someone.
Let me know.
Now embrace supervillainy.
Only now?
Yes, only now.
Oh hey, look, it's not Spider-Man.
The amazing Arachnoman.
I took care of Banana Man the way Marvel takes care of him.
You can't do Banana Man. That's our thing.
They already had Banana Man, probably before us.
We had Banana Man first, actually.
When did you have Banana Man?
I'm talking about what?
When did you have Banana Man?
I'll actually go and see when Banana Man first got into publication. Banana Man went into 1985.
Oh yeah, well, shit.
Actually, no, 1980. Sorry.
Hey, either way.
So yeah, Banana Man.
That beats Ape Escape.
Our Banana Man was
Ape
first.
Escape's 2006.
Oh, I mean, I could have told you that.
I didn't even know it was a real thing.
Yeah, Banana Man's cartoon looked pretty old.
I mean, that cartoon was like the 90s.
Oh, okay.
It's just
What about the Banana Pajamas?
That's also the 90s.
But they're coming down the stairs.
Oh no, they're coming.
For you! I'm not gonna lie, I think so far I like the themes and setups of these stages more than I like the ones that we're in 2.
I mean, I can raise you a better Banana Man.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Baron. Baron.
Oh, right. Kamen Rider. I was like...
He's a banana.
I'm waiting for your... He is a banana. No, it's banana. You gotta really stutter it so you can correct it with its Baron. What about that time he was a mango?
It didn't last very long.
And then he became a lemon.
Very melon?
Then he became
No! A different guy was a melon.
Okay.
Very melon.
Alright, I just looked... I'm now looking at Banana Man. I kinda hate how he looks.
Pretty good.
Oh, you should. It's a joke.
I fucking hate him. He does look like he'd be right out of the Silver Age, though, to be fair. I could
And
see
he
him
was
running around.
he is a joke. He is a joke character.
Right next
There's
to
a
Polka
kid-
Dot Man.
Ah. But yeah.
I'm half tempted to play Metal Gear after this game when we unlock it. I'm half tempted.
Only half. I need to make you full tempted. Ook, 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 ook. I mean, it's got David fucking Hayter in it.
It's
true.
I think it does at least.
I think, yeah, I think he's like one of the not Kodaks in this. I can at least play it for a little bit and see if I want to do a full run after I unlock it.
Want to go over to the training room to try it out?
It is.
Yeah.
I know it's the best one of these from any of the games.
Yeah, because it's, they really put all that emphasis on it. Because obviously, monkeys from Ape Escape appear in MGS3.
Well, the old version, though, they're in it anymore.
No. It'd be amazing if they did, but less.
Sony would rather you forget that they have these characters, because then you might want fun video games from them instead of sad dads.
Just pitch Sony a game where Spike is a sad dad.
Mmm.
Then maybe we'll get Ape Escape 4.
No, it's Jimmy as a sad dad because Pippochi's dead.
True.
I miss my Pippochi tales.
No, actually, no. You gotta have Spike is the sad dad because Jimmy is actually like the true big bad.
Ah.
Because what it is like, yeah, Pippochi died, and like so, Jimmy went crazy and has basically taken on the name Specter. So you see this weird masked monkey called Specter who's behind whenever take over the world bullshit's going on, and then surprise it was Jimmy all along.
Hire us, Sony.
Wow, that was easy game of the year material right there.
Listen, we can even introduce a new character who's gay. Like, we can just do that too.
Drop them right in there. Tick all of those inclusion boxes.
We can do it together. However, we do need to make sure Spike has the sad dad beard. He has to have the sad dad beard.
Oh yes, sad dad beard.
He's got to have it.
And also, you can't have spiky hair. That'd be ridiculous.
No, that's silly.
In fact,
That's not
it
mature.
all has to be rendered photorealistic.
Yes, including the monkeys.
Yeah. And also, instead of a comical whimsy score, I'm thinking we get a full, or at least a fake orchestra. Lots of big dramatic music. The kind of music that Spider-Woman would want to steal. You ever hear about that?
No.
I might have mentioned it to you.
No.
Oh, so apparently the Spider-Woman film, its main theme is straight up stolen from the Spider-Man PS4 game's main theme.
Why is this so fucking funny to me?
Not even a good theme.
I don't even remember
okay
it.
theme.
I don't even remember it, I'll be completely honest.
You probably remember it if you heard it, because it's that song that plays every time you boot up the game.
And then, I'd listen to it and be like, oh yeah, and then I'd forget about it, immediately again.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, so I love orchestral scores, but a lot of modern games scores like that are just kind of, or a lot of, the big name ones are just kind of dull.
There's another thing I will
they're perfectly acceptable.
It is one thing I will say I appreciate about Remake and Rebirth is that they are just straight up there's some generic stuff, but a lot of it is also here's some new renditions of those classic themes. You want Tifa's theme? Here's Tifa's theme. You want Barrett's theme? Here's Barrett's theme. You want the fucking Chocobo music? Here's 4 different renditions of the Chocobo theme. And probably 17 different versions of One Winged Angel at this point.
Oh yeah.
Well, you gotta have that many.
Remember when Sephiroth's theme was just that donna thing that appeared when he actually shows up in the game as opposed to his final boss theme?
Well, to be fair, you can argue that his final boss theme is his theme because he only ever actually appears at the end of the game.
It's true.
because everything else it's Genova.
I know. Genova thinks it's Sephiroth.
Genova. Well, Cloud thinks it's Sephiroth. Really, isn't that all that's important?
Does that mean you can just? Does that mean every time he shows up on screen, we can just start saying "Found you, faker"?
Probably. Unless he's not fake.
Oh shit, you're right.
Because, who knows? It's going in some weird directions, and I have some ideas that I won't say.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, it's not. It's there's stuff that has changed, but not enough that there's not enough yet. So I know something big is coming. Although at least one of the things I was worried about has been sort of deconfirmed. For now, give it time. I'm just waiting, but as I say, I'm just sat here in fear that Genesis is coming because Deep Ground have showed up or show up in Remake Intergrade. Like those two fuckers, Nero and Sable. So the Dirge of Cerberus peeps are in.
Genesis should be banned, like the planet.
Should be. Genesis should go the way of the band.
Jesus.
Oh, that's right. You know, maybe I wouldn't hate Genesis so much if he was played by geriatric Phil Collins instead of Gact.
Gact. What? Gact is still a thing.
Whenever I hear that name, all I think of is like when they would sell this fucking not slime toy from Nickelodeon. It's called Gak.
I remember that.
That's all every time I would hear his name, I just think of Gak.
Ooh, wasn't that stuff toxic or something?
It might have been.
Probably.
Because I remember it like.
You should look it up. I'm curious.
It was like a thing for like one summer.
So I know my brothers had some.
Might have been a few things.
Look back at Nickelodeon's Gak. Man, the 90s had some awesome toys. Remember the Incredible Crash Dummies or those fantastic X-Men figures from Toy Biz? I don't know if I'd call them fantastic.
I had them. They were fun, but...
Yeah, a lot of them broke pretty easily, though.
Yeah. They're not like the Ninja Turtles figures, which are, like, really durable.
Yeah. We had Yak Backs. We had Street Sharks.
Beast Wars.
Grab some Dunkaroos and a bottle of Surge. It's time to look back at Nickelodeon's Gak.
Dunkaroos are back, by the way.
Yeah, I saw them in the store. I was like, did they ever leave?
Yeah, they were gone for a good while, actually.
Looking pretty good.
That Gak was so popular that 160,000 units of the stuff was sold by Walmart in just 3 weeks' time.
It's kind of making me. It's kind of weirdly reminding me, since
Okay.
we talk about 90s stuff, of like that scene in the Power Rangers movie where Ivan just sells random slime to kids.
This morph goes by the name
It's
of
just like, yeah,
Wild
just
West
do whatever. Just make sure your parents
Its
get
specialties
dosed in
are
it
rifle
for
shooting
not
and
evil
pistol
reasons,
shooting on the
children.
ground.
Listen to
You'll
the
probably
strange
want to
pink
try
man.
learning how to use it in the training rooms.
And then, you know, in true 90s
Want
kids
to go
fashion,
over
of
to
course
the
we all
training room to
listened.
try it out?
Hey, kids, if you want to grow up fast, do one of these! Ah, the cowboy form now, rootin' tootin'.
Oh, yeah.
Gak is a combination of acrylic and silicone with a few other random things thrown in for good measure.
So, no.
Yeah, the portion was non-toxic, safe for consumption, over thickening the product. Gak also included glycerin.
Yeah. Nothing wrong
Nickelodeon's
with it.
Gak discontinued. Division 1 of Gak started in 1992. Discontinued in 2004. Alright, so I guess it was around for a while. I just, not by me. It was a thing for like one summer by me and then went the way of Pogs.
Or
My
Pogs.
brothers had tons of pogs. They had
The
a
Pog-
Pog Maker too, where it was like this thing where you could.
The Pog fad was so brief here that by the time I finally actually got a set, they were already
They were
done.
old news.
Yeah, they were already. They were old news, like before summer was even over. I was like, man, I gotta get Pogs.
Okay. Thankfully, most of the trends that when I was a kid, felt like they lasted a while.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I like I said, we had some Pogs. I remember my brothers had Gacked. I'm trying to remember if there was any other like trend stuff that we had. I mean, I had Beanie Baby, so I had that one.
I have like a limited edition Princess Diana memorial Beanie Baby.
Oh, I had that one too.
Like I have it in a plastic bag in like a drawer somewhere. Keep it in mint condition. I don't think it's worth anything.
Oh, it's worthless.
Look at you guys have the Memorial Princess Di stuff, and I'm like, there's a Memorial Princess Di Beanie Baby.
There was. I mean, it's not like I got it because I was heartbroken that
I was
she
just
died.
giving it.
It was just like the thing. It was like Beanie Babies are going to be worth so much, and this is going to be one of the rarest, so you should get one. So I did.
I was just given one. I just had it. I don't have it anymore because I got rid of a lot of the Beanie Babies I had when I was a kid via like donating them, just because I was like, these are just kind of taking up room. I like plush toys, and there's a couple I kept that I liked, but they were just taking up room, and I didn't really want them anymore.
You didn't want to remember Diana, is what you're saying.
Listen, I'm not allowed to forget because they won't shut up about her.
You think they won't shut up about
Oh,
her?
I know it's worse there. But think, I should care even less. Wasn't even in this fucking country.
Wasn't in this country either, it's in France!
Yeah, I didn't know that to be
French. Yeah, she died in Paris.
Yeah.
Under mysterious circumstances.
Serious circumstances. What's a conspiracy?
The mysterious circumstances being allegedly, ever so slightly tipsy driver and reckless driving in a Parisian tunnel. Very mysterious that there was a car crash.
What say you, Charles? Oh, you have cancer, never mind.
No, he's got a free pass now, he's got the C.
Dying
He's got the big
squirrel.
C.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. I have cancer. Everyone feels sorry for me.
I don't.
I mean...
Putin supposedly had cancer, and that didn't really make anyone feel bad for him.
Also, I don't think it was true.
Yeah,
Probably not.
pretty sure he would have died by now.
And yet, here he is, still being a pain.
I mean, he's just like that USSR guy from The Simpsons.
What if it's just him in real life?
USSR, didn't you guys break up? Yes, that's what we wanted you to think. Then he hits a button. He hits a button, and like the Russia plaque switches to USSR, and all the Russian parade floats open up, and like Soviet soldiers and tanks come out.
Yeah, but actually though, Simpsons predicted it once again.
Yeah, I know.
Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
How do they keep making all these correct guesses?
I don't know, having like 1,000 plus episodes.
If we have 1,000 episodes and make every joke, eventually we'll get right once or twice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, nope.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's stuff we've said that we've joked about that has since become real. Like, I forget if I mentioned it on here, but I always like, I've never seen a movie, but I have heard the song, because, young nieces, but in one of, like, I think it's the Muppets Most Wanted, they have a song about sequels, and they do a joke about, well, we'll do this while Disney waits, or the studio waits for Tom Hanks to do Toy Story 4. Which doesn't quite hit the same after Toy Story 4 was actually a thing.
I mean, you could theoretically predict Toy Story 4, so...
Yeah, you could, but...
It wasn't that much of a leap.
But it's still my point of eventually you'll get things. You say enough jokes, eventually you'll get something right.
The real
'cause-
disappointing thing was Tom Hanks didn't do Kingdom Hearts 3.
If only.
They had to have his brother, because Tom Hanks telling Xehanort that he just sucks because
Sad
nobody
little
loved him
boy
played
because he
with
has no friends.
Which is really a good line. It's so fucking funny.
Xehanort's just like, rah!
What the fuck you say to me?
No,
Go
he's not even like you know, like, oh well, friends are lame, or I don't need that. He's like,
Oh yeah, no, I know.
but,
No, I know. That's why it's
he's
really
like,
funny.
he's like, damn, he's right. That makes me angry.
No, I know. That's why it's so fucking funny.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure when we get to Organization 26.
Yeah, that was like that was one of.
Don't worry, it's gonna be great. Zigbar is the coolest.
That was like one of the best parts in the game. But the other one is where Sully just like straight up takes out Vanitas by just like grabbing him because he's a big beefy monster man. He's just this like teenage proportion guy in armor and just throws him in the door. Reality, how strange.
Thanks, Sully. Oh well.
Organization 26. This time it'll be 26 Xehanorts.
Yeah. I mean, I could 100% believe Nomura pulls that. Yes, it's the end of the Xehanort saga. But what about the second Xehanort saga?
It's time for Zeo 2.
I like this now, just a standard villain plan of I'm gonna make 13 of myself.
Well, no,
Why?
it's a standard villain.
Well, no,
plan,
but I mean with us, it's like this is evil plan. Well, he's gonna make 13 copies of himself for reasons.
So we can have a war,
Yeah.
because he needs to fight 7 people who have the power of light, but really he only has to fight one of them.
Look at this
It's
guy.
all-
He only has 12 keys.
Oh, damn it, sorry.
Keyblade!
I am disappointed that they somewhat tried to make better sense of his motivations by being like, oh well.
They tried to say maybe he wasn't evil all along.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember in Birth by Sleep, his logic for wanting to restart the Keyblade Wars. I just want to see what happens.
Now it's because I
Now it's
forget
because,
what.
he thought life was too powerful or something. Something disappointing. Something that was not nearly as good as I just want to start a war to see what happens.
Keyblade.
And I'd be
Well-
like, I want to start World War III. Why? Well, I just want to see what happens.
Oh, that's something today. We've got to take a break from all this usual Disney movie bullshit.
Well, it seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
And that could be a world in Kingdom Hearts 4.
It's not like the human race
Hey,
could use
Sora!
pruning every now and then, as Yahtzee once said.
Well, I mean, hey, it would almost be worth it just to get a second file and to do some singing.
Like, will someone please invade America and start World War III so that people will stop making games about a theoretical concept where someone invades America and starts World War III? Let's just get it over with so the game changes something else. I'm sure a lot of people will die, but it's not like the human race couldn't use a pruning now and then.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know he was Movie Bob.
I mean, the difference is I don't think he actually meant that.
I don't know. Movie Bob's kind of a psycho.
No. I mean, I don't think Yahtzee meant that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure Movie Bob absolutely
Wait.
meant that.
Oh,
Here's
yeah,
the
yeah,
question:
okay.
Did Yahtzee say that before or after he moved to America?
Good question.
Because if he said it before, then yeah, he might have meant it. If it was after, he probably was joking.
What the?
I don't remember it, to be honest.
If it was when he was living in Australia, he was probably safe. Because who the fuck remembers Australia is down there?
I'm pretty sure in the Fallout universe, if you went to Australia, it'd just be normal.
Me, kid?
Your sheriffing days are over.
I mean,
Ain't no
Oh, hey, Blue
faster
Monkey.
than me when it
I
comes
mean,
to
in like the
slapping
original
iron.
Gundam, did they drop a colony in Australia and nobody really cared?
Yeah,
You
probably.
wanna
It didn't really
try
change things much. It was like, oh,
I'll
no,
be
the Australians are
famous
gone.
when I put you down.
Anyway,
Not really. They came crawling out like,
Last
"Hey, mate,
look
what
out
you
for
fucking
you.
do?"
And then
Going right to the
Alright.
Prime Minister.
oh right, I forgot Dan's quote-unquote Australian accent.
Hey, I keep trying to make it as bad as I can until you say it doesn't sound real.
I mean, there's literally no way. I said before you can't do a it's impossible.
When did I start talking like this?
I mean, now you just sound like Slug Lady from Monsters Inc.
No, this is Slug Lady. More coherent, slow. Isn't that nice?
Still tempted to buy you Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
That's on you if you do that, not me. Ow.
I mean, hey look, I can't help it. It's a genius game.
I've never played it.
An unappreciated classic.
Instructions unclear. Buys KO the kangaroo.
That.
I've never played that either, to be fair. I just wanted to make the joke.
I also didn't play it.
I just know it exists. Had a remake too recently for some reason.
One of those things where you say, if I had a nickel for every time there had been an Australian-themed collectathon platformer, well, I'd have 2 nickels. But it's just weird that it happened twice.
Well, yeah, no, I never played it, so... If you fucking buy it, I'll stream that shit, why not?
That's it. We're gonna fight.
Hmm.
On the count.
Tempting. If I did that, I couldn't feed my addiction for other things.
It's true.
How much is it? It's like I could buy a new figure or whatever for that, then it's a hard no. I don't know. I have been willing to spend money on jokes that I know will only land for me. I once bought $10.99. Tempting. I'll consider it.
Well, Blue Monkey's caught.
Wait.
Monkey.
So
Oh,
blue in, white are caught. We'll be ending probably in a second.
Awesome.
Even though I actually, maybe I'll do like another level because I still want to play this game. This game is honestly, I think I might like this one more than 2, but I'm not sure. There's still more of the game to play. To be fair, 2, like as it in its later bits, kind of gets exhausting, so it could even just be that.
I think it's also benefited by the fact that like costumes add a new dynamic. Arguably, all of the costumes are more useful than the gadgets are.
And it doesn't have the fucking like the magnet or the boomerang, and I hated those.
Monkey Blue was talking about some rules of a gunman. I wonder what the rest.
Like I did not like those gadgets at all. I was so happy when I got the boxing glove and I learned that I could just bypass the enemies that have like, you know, the metal stuff on their head by punching them with the boxing glove. I was so fucking happy. Let's see. Did I unlock anything in the hobby shop I can buy? Nothing yet. Okay. So yeah, I'll do like one more level. But the levels right now are also short. I know they'll get longer, but they don't get like Ape Escape 2 long.
Also, there are some other new mini games in Rebirth. Red 13 gets a Rocket League clone, weirdly.
I like how you say that as I get the RC car. I don't know why, but that's just really funny to me.
Timing. Because I was definitely watching the stream and I timed it.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, huh?
Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
Definitely.
I don't believe him.
What? Are you calling Trayman a liar? When you go on the record and say that Trayman is a liar?
You swear on this, the most holy of texts. The Prima strategy guide.
Not just the Bibble.
Yes,
It's on the pile.
I suspect he's told falsehoods to me in the past.
The fucking Bibble line from Aqua Teen Hunger Force lives rent-free in my brain forever. It's still one of the funniest things for me.
How dare you? How dare you slander me? I'm going to accuse you of a whole bunch of horrible vitriol, except when I'm in a court of law, and then I'll suddenly keep my fucking mouth shut.
That doesn't sound oddly specific.
I can always tell when certain orange men are telling lies. Because then it's like, why is it when you're in a court of law and you are asked about this very specific thing you said, suddenly you can't recall, and then as soon as you're out of the court of law,
You go right back to it.
yeah, of course it was all photo fraud.
The duck
Meanwhile,
says
in court,
quack, the cow says moo, the politician says I don't recall.
I mean,
No, he's right.
is he even a politician?
Technically.
Well, that was his whole appeal, was he's not a
Technically.
politician.
Yeah, now he's a politician because when you're president, you're a politician. I know he's not the president anymore, but former president.
He's running.
Well, give it time.
At the time. I mean,
I am hoping.
I mean, former presidents occasionally get called back to ask for their advice. I'm pretty sure nobody asked him for anything.
I am hoping he does get jail. I'm kind of hoping that if he does wind up winning, it's only going to be while he's also serving out a jail sentence.
State of the Union from behind bars.
Yeah. I mean, why not, right?
It would be funny.
People gonna vote for a criminal, and
I mean, he'd probably just be like, the kingpin, or just have like a secret Oval Office under his jail cell that he just goes to when the guards aren't looking.
you're asking for a whole lot of. You're asking for the American system to do a whole lot more than it's ever willing to do.
It's true.
No, I'm not saying they're doing it for him. I'm saying he just has he has it already set up for him.
With what? He doesn't have any money. He's bankrupt, or he's
Oh.
virtually bankrupt.
That's
He has to pay like what, 500 million in damages,
And then he does it again, so he's gonna have to fucking do it again.
and then he's like refused to pay the initial bond. So it's one of those things of I mean, I genuinely wonder, is he actually going to be able to afford his presidential campaign?
He doesn't really need a campaign. At this point, at this point, you know what you're getting with him.
Hmm.
His campaign is just like he's just gonna stand there and be like, "Look, you know what you're getting with me." And he still
You know
could
I'm
win
gonna
off
fuck-
that alone.
But you know I'm going to fuck it up. I know I'm going to fuck it up. Let's just see how badly I'll fuck it up.
Well, no, he's gonna be like, I'm the best, the greatest.
There's
No one's better than me. You need me. Bigly huge.
I can't hear
My
him.
hands are bigly huge.
So I can't hear him over the sound of his tiny hands.
They're bigly huge, I'll have you know. Tremendous. Again, I only find that funny because it pisses him off. I wouldn't give a shit otherwise.
Well, it's like the.
I'd rather focus more on the fact that he's a fucking monster, but the fact that that pisses him off makes it fucking funny.
There's a point that we should have stopped, and we've clearly passed it. So let's keep going and see what happens.
It's true.
Yeah, basically.
He's the Valvrave of presidents, basically.
Well, he's in trouble for sexual assault as well, so.
But did his robot possess him to do it?
I mean, I'm sure he'd say that in a court of law.
I'm not sure he said if he had one.
My biggest inspiration is Embryo.
Oh, actually, somewhat related to that, I'm going to talk about Formula One briefly.
Racing?
Who's Embryo?
Yes.
Who's Embryo, the newest racer?
No. So, basically, Red Bull is the main team in Formula One at the moment.
They do give you wings, I hear.
And their boss is a man called Christian Horner, who is a dirty, rotten cheat. I will preface this and say, because he basically cheated to win. He basically managed to cheat to win a race that everyone agreed was cheated because they didn't follow the rules. But they said, well, we're not going to do anything about it. We're just going to slap him on the wrist and say, don't do it again. Don't. But anyway, he got in trouble a couple weeks ago because someone made a complaint about him saying some really horrible things. You know, the usual kind of dark shit people get in trouble for these days. Misbehavior is the technical phrase, but you know, lots of allegedly. So anyway, Red Bull carried out its own internal investigation using a completely independent investigation.
And I'm sure they found there was nothing wrong, right?
They found there was nothing wrong. So anyway, this text then got leaked, and Mr. Horner has not denied any of them. So anyway, I mention all this because the person who made the accusation has been suspended by Red Bull. So,
well, yeah, there was no wrongdoing.
Yeah, so they've been suspended for calling him out on horrible shit that he definitely said. But it's okay because Red Bull is like the top team, so they don't have to break all the rules. Cheating. I mean, it's one of those things. If I feel like if you're in any sort of major sporting institution, and if you're found to be a cheat, then rather than you can do your whole monetary things. But I think the most important thing is you should have every sort of nameplate for any interview or any kind of discussion should come with it's to say known Christian cheat. Horner, known cheat. Or say what you're actually in trouble for. So it's like the Australian cricket team should be known as the Australian cricket team, in parentheses, ball fondlers. Because there was a thing with them tampering balls a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's basically if you're going to cheat at that level, fine. Okay, you should be punished if you're caught, but the punishment shouldn't just be financial. You should straight up oh no, their reputation is in tatters, because that's the only way you can really do it. You have to make it so not only is it painful to cheat in terms of finances, it fucking damages the brand. Because that's how you actually scare people. Because, you don't actually make money off of any of the sports. You make money off of the merchandising.
Yeah, people buying
and
all the Red Bull.
And if you're wearing a t-shirt supporting your favourite team, but also, everyone could say, hey, aren't they a bunch of filthy, rotten cheats? And miraculously, suddenly they care a lot more about their image. And I'm more inclined to, deal with these problems as
consequences for my actions? What?
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. It wouldn't even cost anything. You just literally have to pay. Okay, well, for the next, 10 years, you are now going to be known as cheats. And then if you can go 10 years without being caught cheating, then maybe we'll talk. Then we can talk about getting rid of the cheater moniker. But that's 10 full years of no cheating. And honestly, it should happen in relationships too. If you get caught cheating, okay, fine, but you are going to have that branded on. You are going to have that branded on every social media for the rest of
marital status, cheating bastard.
Yeah, or cheating bitch. We're not going to.
Well, that's why you go bastard, because bastard's gender neutral.
There was a picture on Reddit not too long ago of somebody who had to get a tattoo on his chest. This I am a dirty, filthy cheater, and getting this tattoo is the only way my wife would take me back.
See, sensible. Like I said, the only way you can really beat people these days is to basically humiliate them.
You really got quite a workout there.
Well, if I was in power, I would institute mandatory naughty steps. People do bad, then it's fine. Okay, you've got to go sit out. You've got to go sit outside so the world can see your shame.
Be sure to save your game whenever you want to stop playing partway through.
Imagine that for Congress, right? Oh, all of you have been bad. Okay, you've all been obnoxious. All right, on the steps of the Capitol building, right the fuck now. Let the public see you for the infantile children you are. Let them laugh at you. Solve a lot of problems, I'm just saying.
Let's see here. Let me, Alright. I'm gonna save the game and then we're gonna wrap up. I did finish that level. I'm glad that I can just buy my health. God.
I mean, you could buy your health in the last game. Just, you know.
He said to roll the dice and hope to get it.
That's another thing. Kate
That's
Sith
the computer.
is
That's
playable
where you
in
can load,
Rebirth,
or if you want to
Yeah,
quit
well, we knew that
midway,
from the
don't
trailer.
forget that.
and he has lots of weird stuff
It is Case Sith.
in true Kate Sith fashion. But he's a lot more playable, a lot more playable at least than he was in the first game in the original.
It's true. Didn't really fucking use him in the original.
I think Kate Sith is the only non-optional party member who in the first game who never is required at any point.
Might be, but my memory's also fucky, so...
No, he is he is the only one. Everyone else is required.
I mean,
Except
he,
for, like-
he auto joins you in the sequence with Tifa in the gas chamber, but like only for that segment, and only because he was there anyway.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, there's segments like you must play as Barrett during the prison arc, or you must have Barrett your party.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
not, it's
have,
not like, you have to. It's not where like they bring up the screen and that character has to be in it.
He's the only one because, you know, he's just a funny little cat guy.
Anyway. It's time to leave.
And it's time to leave. And he's definitely not Reed.